Good afternoon, everyone. It's a Friday afternoon. It's drying up a little bit after all the rain we had on Thursday evening, and we had quite a bit of rain even this morning, but it's quite windy, so that's helping with all the drying. And it would really want to stay windy for the next few days because it is quite a bit of drying to do. Yeah, it rained a lot overnight, and there's talk of a dry front coming in now, and we maybe might get 3 or 4 days of dry weather, so hopefully that's true. Today's drama, that's a kind of what it is a bit of a drama, was this calf. This morning, a little before 8 o'clock, when we come up to the yard, this calf was stretched out on the straw in the creep area in its pen in the back, so which was a little bit of a surprise because last night I had checked the calves it's part of the daily ritual or routine to, when you finish feeding the calves, you slide open the bottom door into the creep pen and go in and just walk around them, make sure everything's okay. And this girl was inside the door in the first pen, and I think 9 out of the 10 calves were all sitting down in the back, so they all always just jump straight up as soon as you open the door because they know that you're coming in to, well, they don't know what you're going to do, I suppose. Maybe think you're going to treat them, or some of them would have been treated over the weeks, maybe for crypto and whatnot, so they know when you're coming in that maybe you're going to catch them or do something to them, so some of them will run around the pen just to stay away from you, others will run in onto the slats, and this girl actually run in on the slats. She was one of a couple of calves that went onto the slats, and she went straight in and was drinking her mother, so everything seemed okay in an order. So it was a bit of a surprise this morning when she was stretched out on the straw. So we moved her up here because her legs were a little bit cold and around her mouth was cold. She was breathing quite heavy, so just around her nose was cold. You put your finger into her mouth, it wasn't too bad, it was warm-ish, so the rest of her body seemed fairly okay temperature wise. So we got her up here anyway, and just on a quick inspection of her own, you could see that her ears were very good, they were perky and up, her eyes looked good. Like when a calf is sick, or most cattle actually, once they get sick, their eyes sink back in their head. This calf's eyes was alert and out, and she actually sat up fairly well when we had her up here. She had no sign of any scour around her backside, so that seemed okay. I checked to see would she have drank anything or what way her belly was. Seemed like she had some milk, or it was a little bit of a bloated feeling to it, so okay, felt like she had drank something. Felt her navel, no sign of any infection or swelling around the navel at all, so that seemed alright. So why was this calf so sick and blowing? Was the question we were asking ourselves. So got the vet out. We had called the vet before we done the inspection. In the meantime, we had put in the red bulb, obviously. We've an old bed spread here, we had that thrown over the calf, and doing what we could just to try and keep the calf warm and make the calf comfortable. So the vet come and vet inspected the calf, and the first thing he noticed was the swelling on its stomach. But after some inspection and a bit of thought, and he come up with that the calf's stomach had a problem, that it was either a twisted gut or possibly a stomach ulcer that had bust. Now, he said if it was a stomach ulcer and a bust, the calf would more than likely be dead within 3 to 4 hours. This was shortly after 9 o'clock this morning, so it's about 4:30 now. So the calf has actually improved dramatically since he was treated. So it's more than likely not a stomach ulcer, but it does look like it is the twisted gut. Now, to get the calf to get itself moving again is going to be the issue. What we done for him was give him some bread soda. Give him a little bit of bread soda in about 60 ml of water. Just just dose them down the neck with it, and that would help with any, if it happened to be a bit of air that was down there. No sign of any movement or that. I've only done that about a half an hour ago, so it may not have just worked yet. We're also going to get a little bit of liquid paraffin, and we're going to put that down in, and that might help to get the calf moving as well. So it's just a few things we can try. The vet says like it's very hard to get a calf to survive if it has a twisted gut. So look, it's just a couple of things we're going to have to try. The chances are it's probably 50-50 if he's going to make it or not. So I suppose trying these things isn't going to do any harm anyway. But he is fairly alert. Like I went in earlier on and I tried to manually stimulate him to get him to dung, and I did get him to do a little bit of dung. It was fairly solid of itself, the bit that he done, or she done, should I say. And after a little bit of that, she got a little sick of it, and she busted through the straw and run away over to. She was over in behind the sprayer. So like she is fairly active, and I know she's asleep now, but she was standing up about 5 minutes ago, just before I done the video. And I know like that the chances are when she gets back with the cow, we're going to put her back with the cow maybe in about an hour or so. Chances are when she gets back with the cow, she probably will try to drink the cow, which I don't know is a good job or not if she still hasn't done any movements, because it's just piling more in there and backing everything up. But look, we're just going to have to see what happens. The cow is bawling for her and looking for her and calling for her, so she's going to have to get back with her at some point. But yeah, like when you get the calf to 5 weeks old, you think, or 6 weeks old, like you think that it should be all right. It really, the Suckler game, like there's something to catch you out around every corner. Even when you think you're doing everything right or trying to do everything right, there's something else jump up and catch you. Like with all the work there is with them, it really would make you wonder if you were better just buying your weanlings in at the back end and letting somebody else do all this kind of work. It's what you might call a bit downheartening, but anyway, we are where we are, and we'll have to just see what happens. But yeah, I'm going to go and I have a little bit of bedding to do, and I'll start doing some feeding. And I'll take a little bit of video later then when I have the cow and calf back reunited, and we'll see how they're getting on. Probably I'll put a calf jacket on her before we let her back down, so just trying to keep her warm. And we put her under the loft. It's probably the warmest end of the shed that we have. It's kind of surrounded on 4 sides and it has the roof on it as well, so it's fairly warm in there. I'll put a good bed and a straw on it. So yeah, I'll video when we have her back in there, so stand by for that. So as you can see, we've moved the calf now down with the cow. He's, as I said, we put him down in under the loft. The first thing he done when he got in with the cow was he drank her, which is a good enough sign, I suppose, but I don't know, I'm still not holding out much hope for him. I'd be very surprised if he's still alive in the morning. He's had the liquid paraffin put into him now as well, and we put the calf jacket on him, so we'll just have to see what way it works out. His mother was in here before, and she's the one that kept jumping over this wall, which is a little bit of fun. Every time you go in, she's eyeing it up. She's also one of these ones that starts digging all the dung whenever she can, whenever she gets a little bit nervous of herself. She done it here as well when she was in here. This is all freshly bedded, and she more or less wrecked the pen. So, but anyway, this calf here was actually born yesterday. On a brighter note, I didn't do a video on him yesterday because I was videoing the silage down the road rather than here in the yard. So, yeah, it's lovely little calf. He's doing well, and a very good mother. Yeah, and as for all these guys in the back, they're all doing fairly well. Well, they were doing well last night too, but seeing how that went. But no, they're all doing okay at the minute. We're still at a maximum of 30 capacity. We've got This cow, the sick calf, and the cow come out of the bottom pen, and we just replaced that cow and calf with a cow and calf that was up here already. So we're still working at maximum capacity. But yeah, no, they're all doing fairly well. Like, they've all been in the last hour or so for feeding, and they're all now relaxing and enjoying their new bed, which is what you want. But yeah, that's really it. We're just going to see what way this goes on in the morning. As you can see now, the cow is now licking the calf. Like, she's been without him all day and she's missed him. He's going to try and get up again. He's probably better just rest himself. Yeah, so we'll just have to see how he gets on in the morning. As I say, I'll be very surprised if he's still alive in the morning, but we'll just have to see. Anyway, that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.